This was highly requested, but I was giving this room to breathe out of respect for the situation. I'm gonna watch the emergency gun meme review. You missed Brandon Herrera, okay? So some of these memes are controversial, but we're gonna give it a watch anyway because this is incredibly popular on here. We're gonna see what's up with these gun memes.
What are we even watching?
This is a very hot topic right now, so yeah.
Emergency gun meme review. So, quite the weekend for news.
Dude, check the news. It doesn't matter what channel.
So for those who don't...
As someone who was there 20 minutes after it happened, yeah, it was like that. It was like everywhere. And people are still arguing about it.
Know or maybe don't know all the details. On Saturday, July 13th, there was an unsuccessful assassination attempt on former president and current presidential candidate Donald Trump. At his rally in Pennsylvania, multiple rounds were fired at Trump, with one of them hitting him in the ear.
Hit me in the ear!
The would-be assassin was...
Yeah, and let's just say, memes aside, it's a very serious situation, and let's continue, but it is a very serious situation.
Then quickly killed by Secret Service, and then Trump was ushered to safety. But not before he took a moment to reassure the crowd to let them know that he was okay. He did this by standing up and throwing his fist in the air for what is undoubtedly the hardest fucking picture of 2024. The memes were everywhere.
To be fair, you had to agree, that was a killer pose. It was a good picture.
Instantly. And not just in the gun world or in the political...
Yes, I go over this in a video I did on my main channel about it, about a VTuber situation around this that people were butthurt about. But, that literally within 20 minutes, even when I tuned in, staged was trending, and so was it was just filled with memes. Memes everywhere, from mild to crazy. It was insane.
Political world. This shit went mainstream in like half an hour. My boys carrying me out of the bar at 4 a.m. The Waffle House staff trying to wrestle me out the door after ending a weekend bender in their establishment. If I don't go quietly, the state won't let me see my children again. Do not get your ears pierced at Claire's.
Yeah, that one was quick, so were a lot of Westeros ones because that show's coming out, and so was a lot of the boys. The thing is here, and this turned into a whole controversy of, is it bad to make memes about serious things? Yes, usually, but it's the internet. The internet's gonna do what the internet does.
I don't know why, but when I saw that one in particular last night, I laughed far too hard. Cody from All History Hub. Hearing from sources that Biden is shocked, but he's just glad that President Reagan is all right. There were also a lot of parallels drawn to 50 Cent.
The senile jokes from both sides is crazy. Because I didn't even realize, as an Australian, I didn't realize how old these people are. Like, both candidates are like almost 70 or something, and I was like, what? That's crazy! Including
an AI cover of his song, Many Men, which was not something I knew I needed in my life, but it's fucked.
Not all AI is bad, guys. Some things are gifts, like that. Next to the anime dubs they do with AI, it's pretty good too.
I'm good.
Many men wish death upon me.
It brings me unreasonable amounts of joy to hear Trump say, and then because...
For fuck's sake. Oh my god!
As of course we did, we had some Fallout New Vegas memes.
I lasted a minute and 30 seconds before laughing. I'm sorry guys, no disrespect. But if something's funny, something's really funny, I'm sorry.
Was VATS. Or this classic.
And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Good Springs cheated death once again.
Yep.
And the Mojave Waste...
They were really quick, these two. The Fallout fandom was like, whoo, instant.
Land was forever changed.
Or I think the most fitting one. Quest failed. Arizona killer. That's such a throwback to New Vegas. I had to remember that mission to realize why that was so funny. Now, one of my favorite parts about this was the mainstream media's attempt to completely downplay what happened. This was a presidential assassination attempt that happened live on TV. This will go down in American history books, much like the Reagan failed assassination attempt. A former president...
I feel like I keep covering up poor Brandon's head here, but yeah, it was kind of weird. Like, some people were downplaying it, some people were like gonna upplay all the problems. Like, even the VTuber sphere had people complaining that people were joking about it or memeing about it or whatever. It was like on all different levels, but I don't know how you can really spin this, even if you don't like Trump, that it isn't serious. It is very serious, and it's bad. It's unleashing chaos, and yeah, it's very odd.
And current candidate being shot. Big fucking deal. And we were met with headlines from, like, for example, Washington Post, Trump escorted away after loud noises in Pennsylvania rally. ABC News, Donald Trump escorted off stage by Secret Service during rally after loud noises ring out in crowd. Or my favorite, Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally.
It's just very weird to me, because you think you would want to get home that this kind of behavior is not acceptable, like, you know, this kind of violence. It's very weird that, like, I feel like they're trying to save their ass in case they get in trouble. Like, everyone's scared of getting sued or getting in trouble at all times.
I know journalists aren't people, but Jesus, sometimes they surprise even me. Spike Cohen chimed in, if CNN had been around in 1963, JFK falls really, really hard at rally in Dallas. I mean, anybody who watched the video immediately knew what happened. Just fucking crazy for them to throw up their hands.
To be fair, I do think if they made the... This is why I think jumping the gun on articles and having to be the first story out is kind of bad for most media, because realistically, your first article, that's what people's going to pay attention to, unfortunately. But if you don't wait for confirmation, you can't actually say, like, yeah, when the first clip came out, you want to say, did it really happen? Because if they go out with their whole chest and go, he got 100% shot, like, next thing you're getting sued. So I can understand that if the other information wasn't out there yet, but yeah, that's the problem with this whole gotta get the story out fast. You end up with a bunch of half-assed articles.
It's almost like maliciously, like, oh, I don't know, could have been anything. Especially with how serious of a fucking event this was. This one from the Babylon Bee. CNN, clumsy Trump hits head on a bullet. It's satire, but it's fucking close. Trump then raises his
face. Like, so many journalist places in general are like this about so many things. I think it's just because there's, like, no standard of entry into journalism. Most of them don't know how to do their job.
And something we can only assume is an attempt to melee the sniper. Next up, why fluoride, fentanyl, and birth control, all found in our water supply, is actually a good thing. More at 6. Am I radicalizing people? No, it's Trump who's literally Hitler. Yeah, you know, if anybody's got blood on their hands besides the shooter, it's the mainstream media on this one. Now, of course, we're glad Trump wasn't...
To be fair, I feel like both sides are, like... A lot of things are just radicalizing. It's because it pays to radicalize people, because it makes them, like, blindly allegiant, no matter what you're rooting for there. But you should never just be blindly allegiant to almost anything, in my opinion. I'm gonna get in trouble for that in the comments. I'm sorry. That's just an opinion, but... Go.
Seriously hurt. I mean, if that was the case, we'd obviously be having a much different conversation right now. But that being said, this isn't all laughs. I do want to make sure that we remember that one innocent bystander was killed and 2 more were pretty seriously injured. So yes, while this is obviously a meme review and we're going to be joking about a lot of stuff, I do want to keep that in mind, and I did, before we got too much further, wanted to point out that there is an official GoFundMe. It's for the victims and the victims' families. If you'd like to go ahead and check that out, I will leave the link down in the description. At time of recording, it's already got over $2 million in donations, including huge $50,000 donations from Dana White, Kid Rock, and oddly enough, American Hartford Gold, a longtime sponsor of the channel. I wasn't expecting to see...
I would like to say with this that that people did get hurt. They didn't know straight away that people got hurt. When I was first looking at this, so a lot of people's takes were different on this. But yes, that's something to really remember, that someone got hurt from this, definitely. But I think people should take that mindset with a lot of situations where people get hurt, because a lot of takes people have is you can joke about anything. And you should really have some empathy for the people that get hurt, too. There's one thing making a meme, but people got hurt. People's families were devastated in these situations. You have to keep that in mind. There's one thing just being on the internet, but have a little empathy.
See their name pop up, but it was a very classy move. They did not ask me to put that in the video or even mention it to me at all, but I like to give credit where credit's due. So now back to the memes and the traditional segue of the channel, Marty Robbins. Gunfighter ballads and Trump songs. Big Iron, I guess you just keep that one. Unwatched Roof. Soy Boy, 130 meters. They're hanging me tonight. Well, didn't really get a chance. The Sniper's Job. The Teflon Don. Running Gun. Butler, Pennsylvania. On the Campaign Trail. Missed Me. Democracy on the Ballot. The PA Rally. Fight, Fight, Fight. And many men wish death upon me.
Many men wish death upon me.
Trump 1. Grassy Knoll Marksmanship Club. 0. Yeah, a lot of people went straight to the conspiracy route right off the bat, which...
I don't know what these words mean. What the hell is grassy knoll?
On this one, I mean, it's kind of the free space in bingo when it comes to assassinations. I mean, think about it. The last time something like this happened that wasn't to impress Jodie Foster, it put Lyndon B. Johnson in office, so... Everyone at Langley on Monday morning when the Trump marksman comes in and Martha from accounting says, Hey, Stevie Wonder. Unrelated, a lot of layoffs at the CIA on Monday morning. Nirvana smells like the CIA and the Clintons. Because, I mean, let's be real, if it wasn't the CIA, who else would it be besides, you know, the family with a body count that rivals that of pancreatic cancer, or my ex-wife? What do you mean they missed?
Oh my fucking god, that one's terrible. Mainly because you look like a scared old person. But yeah, I don't think the conspiracy theories actually help much. Like, it just makes people, like, put on their tinfoil hat. And I only conspiracy theory for fictional things.
Can take out Epstein in a locked jail cell, but a field in Pennsylvania is too far. But if it's not the CIA and it's not the Clintons, oh no. Trump calls Boeing a, quote, big disappointment. Wait a minute. No, I mean, it is true, the average Boeing whistleblower has the life expectancy of a housefly. One thing is for sure, that people
I feel really stupid, what the hell's Boeing?
who did very little research are going to loudly tell you that you're wrong. Yeah, this video is already really spicy. We're gonna have problems with monetization on this. But right before I filmed, I did actually ask American Heart for Gold if they'd be willing to sponsor an episode like this, and their answer was an enthusiastic yes. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about them real quick. American Heart for Gold helps individuals and families invest in precious metals. That includes physical delivery at your doorstep or inside of a retirement account like a 401k. They also have an A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau and thousands of 5-star reviews. So if you're looking for a way to diversify your investment portfolio or just, you know, buy some gold, go ahead.
I was a bunny VTuber, I don't know the meaning of the word. Imagine having money, guys. Can you imagine?
And check them out. You can use the links down in the description and in the pinned comment, or you can text Brandon to 65532. We appreciate them, and again, as a little sidebar, they donated 50 grand to that GoFundMe without telling me. I found that on my own, so I reached out to them because I thought they'd be a fitting sponsor for the video. So again, we appreciate our partners there. Back to the video. But let's talk about who the shooter actually was. The shooter was none other than the ghost of Kiev himself. Breaking! Trump shooter ID'd as radical pro-nuclear energy activist Samson Heidi. This is legit like one of the oldest jokes on the fucking internet, and it still blows my
Every day, my mind is blown by how little I know about internet history on some of these references. Like, I was like, who the hell is this?
mind to see the people who don't get it. I mean, there's always like fucking news agencies, especially local ones, that will share Sam Hyde memes, like actually report on it like it's real news until some Gen Zer in their marketing department tells them, hey boss, that's the guy from Fish Tank. But in all seriousness, the shooter was a 20-year-old named, actually fuck it, I'm not giving his name because once again, fuck making these people famous. They're pieces of shit and nobody should remember their name. But as somebody who's killed innocent people, what I will do is bully his Beavis and Butthead looking ass. This kid looks more inbred than the Targaryens and is a worse shot than Seth MacFarlane.
Now, there's some references I understood.
Actually, I didn't put it together, but it's kind of fitting that I made a Seth
Sorry, I actually really think that movie is kind of funny. Oh, controversial, that movie is funny.
MacFarlane joke, because a couple seconds after the first shot was fired, his body looked like Peter Griffin after he fell down the stairs. I swear this is like the kind of kid who thinks he's
Dark,
the Chad meme,
too dark, too dark.
but in reality he's... I mean, this is what I'm warning you guys about when I'm telling you like basic dad stuff. Lift some weights, talk to girls, take a shower. Probably not in that order. Take a shower first. Touch grass, read a book, take a hike, work on yourself. Build your confidence, learn what it's like to be a man and what responsibilities that holds, and then you don't have to worry about ending up like that piece of shit. Many such cases. They say never to judge a book by its cover, but maybe, you know, don't ignore the cover entirely. There's one thing you will notice about this photo, though, is that the t-shirt looks a little...
Oh, when he says it's fine, but when I say it, I'm prejudiced. But like sometimes you do have to like take a double take when it comes to personal safety, guys. That is something I always say. Personal safety is still important to a certain level. And by that I mean, like, some people say if I say like that nerd guy looks like a creeper, people always give me shit for it. But sometimes, guys, some people are creepers, okay?
Familiar. I say this because in two distinct angles of the one of the death photo, one of beforehand, it's very clear that he is wearing a Demolition Ranch Demolition shirt. This shirt, in fact. The whole GunTuber community seeing the shirt the guy who shot Trump was wearing. Yeah, pretty much. We all pretty much recognized it immediately. I could only imagine what Matt felt in that moment, seeing those photos for the first time. And look, there's all sorts of different...
Yeah, I do feel bad for the dude. Like, you don't imagine someone because like a lot of YouTubers do have influence over their fans, that they're kind of influencing, like, would do something like this. So I imagine it would like hit kind of hard.
Scenarios, right? He could have been wearing the shirt to try to camouflage, to fit in. He could have been one of those Socialist Rifle Club guys that watches gun stuff but is like a far left guy. Judging by the fact that he had the muscle mass of a house cat, I would kind of lean that direction.
Okay, one, I don't really agree with this, that he must be a socialist. Whatever. Most incel types or people at home, they're just very antisocial. They don't automatically politically lean anywhere. And a lot of them have mental health disorders such as schizophrenia, and also to the fact that his muscle mass, so he must be left. What does that even mean? Like, what? The body shaming is for both sides, okay, guys?
It's way too early to tell. I'll wait till the dust settles. Plus, it doesn't really matter with what I'm about to say. The fact that news agencies and journalists have already started reporting on this, calling the demilitia a right-wing extremist militia, and all sorts of just slanderous shit that's not based in reality. It's a real shame, and it's a fucking disgrace, is what it is. Matt Carricker is a friend of mine, and Demolition Ranch is probably one of the most apolitical, family-friendly, G-rated gun channels of all time. Matt's a family man.
As in Australia, though, it's funny. G-rated guns. Can guns be G-rated? Not in Australia, anyway. Like, but yeah, I don't know. I find it weird that you can't have a situation that is just serious. Like, this is something that does confuse me about America, is that you can't just treat it as serious. You have to hold sides still, even when someone is dead. It's very odd to me, as someone who's a political nothing, because that's just how I am. It's very odd to me that you can't put it aside to kind of just get along over something that's very serious and detrimental to your entire country. But I don't know. I've never been to America. I don't know what it's like.
He doesn't really get involved in politics, especially not on a public platform, and just an all-around wholesome guy that not only doesn't endorse any of this shit, but doesn't deserve any of the shit that's gonna be thrown his way by the fucking corrupt media. They obviously came for me when I was doing my political thing, so I'm used to this at this point, but that's fair game. I put myself out there as a political figure. That's part of it. You want to call me right-wing extremist based on my views? Sure, whatever. I really don't care. I'm abrasive, kind of a fucking asshole sometimes. Matt Carricker doesn't deserve any of it, and I will die on that hill. Honestly, that's why I decided to wear this t-shirt in the video. Because I can say in the same breath, fuck the guy who did this, and I'm standing with my friend. Luckily,
I also, yeah, I find it very weird that some people just like try and put YouTubers into a certain camp, even if they don't say anything on it. No, like, for a lot of people, that kind of stuff is personal. They don't have to publicly speak on it. They don't have to be political. Let the man just live, like.
Anybody with a brain knows that Demo's not connected to this in any way, shape, or form, but unfortunately, journalists don't require a brain to function somehow. We really should study that. I think that's the next breakthrough in modern medicine, is figuring out how they operate without any sort of fucking... Anyhow, just had to get that off my chest. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Although one final meme on this topic, just to lighten the mood back up. Assassination attempt on Trump fails because Matt never zeros his optics. Now, if it was a 9-hole review shirt... If you need to know things like zeroing your rifle, or you just have an interest in gunsmithing weapons technology...
I totally understand these references. Yeah, I get it.
I'm kidding. Terrible, terrible, terrible segue for an SDI ad, but I'm still going to use it. SDI is a good sponsor of the channel, so we want to make sure we give them a shout out. Where you can get your start in gunsmithing and weapons technology down using the links in the description and in the pinned comment. Damn, bro, Shane Gillis did a really bad job working for the Secret Service. I don't know who this lady is. I don't know how she got this job. I know one thing. She's making them at night. Thank you.
What? To be fair, I find that's like a lot of the memes on the Secret Service. If they did a bad job, they did a bad job. But people saying like, well, the Secret Service people are ugly. Who gives a fuck? That being pretty isn't part of the job. Like, why is it just like so open that people can shame people for the way they look on their job when it has nothing to do with looks? Like, they're bad at their job. How about we all just say that? Because everyone was talking about that. All of them did terrible at their job, but somehow it's just turned into that one lady, she sucked the most. Like, bro, come on. Like, can we, like, focus for a second? Ow, I just hit my head. That's what I get for ranting.
President Trump for taking one for the timeline and clearing off the garbage normie memes. I'm sorry he had to go through it. I'm sorry this happened, but I am Very happy that I get finally a fucking break from all the Haktua memes. Big M-Lock taking me to a labor
I could have stuck with the Huck tour so someone didn't get shot, but I don't know. But
camp when the Crane Caliphate takes control of the country and makes owning Keymod illegal. Owning Keymod's not illegal, silly. It's just fucking stupid. Random attack on Home Depot rack mod users successful. Brandon Herrera. People requesting he recreates the attempted assassination on Trump.
oh my god, yeah, that's the thing. That's a lot of people say. That's why I ended up watching this video, because people were requesting it. But I waited. That's the thing. As soon as it was posted, I was requested to watch this. It's like people will ask the craziest shit of you when you're just like, this happened 5 minutes ago, guys. Take a breath. Take a breath. Sorry, I'm like so exaggerated. I'm hitting my stand.
Yeah, that's pretty much been the majority of my comments. That and asking for this emergency gun meme review, so you're welcome. But yeah, a lot of people have been asking, basically since it happened, if I'm going to do like one of the assassination recreation videos like we do of our series. We did JFK, we did Abraham Lincoln, we did MLK. Just giving historical context behind what happened and trying to recreate the shot with the weapon that was used. This one would be the first time that it happened, you know, in the last 50 or so years, and especially the only one that the victim is still alive. Not only alive, but a presidential candidate. So that's kind of a weird gray area, not gonna lie. I think if I were to do it, I wouldn't just do the ear shot. I would recreate the shot that the Secret Service took as well. Feels like a good way to balance it out, you know? Bad guy gets the 4K comeuppance at the...
To be fair, you could be accidentally teaching someone how to not miss would be bad though. I wonder how much gun for like people instructors had to worry about that. Like, but I guess. Who knows?
Yeah, that sentence sounded dirty. I don't know why. But what do you think? Do you want to see that video? Let me know down in the comments. But finally, I know this is kind of a developing situation. A lot of tensions are kind of running high right now. The number one thing I would say just to keep in mind is just be careful of the misinformation that's floating out there. I have seen so many posts just spreading like wildfire, you know, identity of the shooter, supposed statements from the Secret Service snipers that were on the roof, all of which have just been debunked. So times like this is when you just chill out a little bit, wait a couple days for all the information to come out, and then we can start asking questions and drawing conclusions. Or don't. Jump straight to conclusions based on an unverified quote you saw on Twitter. Fuck it. I'm not your dad. Except
he's about to say he's our dad. I can feel it. But also, I do want to agree with him on this, and I would 100% at least like thank him for saying that. Don't just believe everything some fucking random says on Twitter. Please. Please, I beg of you. Because like so many people were quoting things that weren't true, or YouTubers were using things for clout. It's just like, dude, can people not trying to make a bad situation worse? Like, yeah, so it's always best to let things calm down a bit, guys, but like, yeah, do a little research. Don't just regurgitate whatever you hear. Don't even regurgitate what you hear from me. I'm just the bunny. But like, it's the same thing. It's like, so thank him for saying that.
except for Wendigoon. Yeah, I'm still your dad. Anyhow, that wraps up
I knew it. And I don't need a dad.
Particularly spicy episode of Emergency Gun Meme Review. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you engage in peaceful discourse in the comment section. And while you're down there, if you don't mind checking to make sure you're still subscribed. Yeah, I appreciate you guys so much for staying to the end of the video and for staying with me here on the channel. I appreciate you, I love you, and I will see you sexy YouTube mother lovers in the next video. Thanks.
Fuel is my obsession to make the perfect weapon, like Rasputin's rise to the top.
One sec. Checking if there's anything at the end.
A lot of memes. Hard to keep track. That was really kind of annoying watching the... Yeah, I won't even get into that. Fuck that.
Okay, why does all the gun guys act like they're Marvel trying to hide things in the credits for me? Like, what the hell, bro? Why you do this? Why you do this? Okay, I just wanted to say here at the end here that, yeah, it probably was a little too soon on the emergency gun meme review, but I think he did a very respectful job of it. Thank God, I was like half expecting something really like bad, but like he did a really good job of keeping it mostly respectable and an okay balance there, I would say, especially you know what side or what Brandon kind of leans towards and whatever, but I think he did an okay job at balancing it, even if you may not agree with his stance there, so. kudos on that. But yeah, guys, definitely taking what he said in mind, and it's a serious situation, but I can understand why it would be interesting from a gun side of things, because I did see some stuff floating around showing some of the actual footage that they got that you've never been able to catch before, and that's pretty interesting, so I can see that from that side. But be respectful for people you debate with, for... please, and just don't regurgitate everything you hear, but pretty good video. He did a good job keeping it balanced, keeping it respectful. And I'll catch you in the next video. My delinquent. Stay safe out there, okay? Bye!